Hello and welcome to AI at Work. This is our first video for the year and I would like to talk about goals. So my goals, I know, don't stand a chance against my messy systems. You know the drill. January rolls around and you sit down, you do all of your planning, and you get to February and you've lost all of your momentum. Well, I have an amazing prompt that you can pop into your chatbot of choice, and it will help you plan your 2026 almost instantly. Let me show you how it works. Okay, let's pop over to our prompt here. I have the document open so we can take a look at some of the elements. So I'm using a fairly simple framework where I ask my chatbot to take on a role. I give it a little bit of context about the situation, and then I'm really explicit about the output. I want it to cover these 7 items. So I would like a word of the year, so a theme that I can think about throughout the year. I want to set an intention. I also want it to help me with my strategic focus zones. You could change these to focus goals. Then I also want it to talk me through some of the trade-offs I might need to make if I need to reach those goals, then some decision filters. And then the final 2 are my operating rhythm and my early installation. So how can I get started immediately so that this doesn't feel like too much to tackle right away? An important thing to note, this prompt works best if you have memory turned on and you've been using the chatbot throughout the year. Because if you have the memory turned on, then it can infer a lot about your work, what you do, and what you're trying to achieve. If you don't have memory on, this still works, but you might want to give it a little bit more context. You might want to add your role, some of the main tasks that you're planning to work on throughout the year, and that way it'll give you a more accurate planning assessment. So let's take this prompt and we're going to drop it into ChatGPT. And again, you can use any chatbot you like. It could be Copilot or Gemini, but we're going to use ChatGPT today. I use ChatGPT the most and I have memory turned on, so it knows me really well. So you can see here we've popped the prompt in and ChatGPT has gone to work. And so now we have our operating model for 2026. I mean, how quick was that? It took less than a minute. My word of the year is leverage. If I don't like this, I could brainstorm a few more with ChatGPT, but it is giving me a rationale for why it chose that word. Then I have my intention, my strategic focuses, and then so on and so on. Now, if you want other sections to this, you can easily adapt my prompt so that it fits your situation and that it's even more customized to what you do. So I did want to show you one more thing. I feel like planning for 2026 is a great start, but if your systems are messy or cluttered, that's going to create a lot of drag for you throughout the year. I always sit down in the beginning of the year and I do what I call my 60-minute reset. And I created this handy little checklist for you. It's available in the link down in the description. The idea is that you work on some of your fundamentals, like you've just set your goals. You make sure that your planning docs are live and easy to access. I also like to spend a certain amount of time cleaning up my workspace, deleting folders I'm no longer using, tidying up my systems. I also take this time to reduce tool friction. This means if there's any software I'm paying a subscription for, but I'm not really using, or I found that I can get the functionality in something and consolidate, this is where I do that. And then any small upgrades that make your life easier. This is really funny, but I was using a system password that had letters, numbers, special characters. It took me maybe 3 seconds to type in, but I had to use it at least 10 times a day. So I made the decision to convert it to a number only, and now I can dash that out on the number pad in less than a second. And it makes me so happy because it's so quick. Well, I hope you found that prompt and checklist helpful. Again, if you need access to either one of those, the links are down below. And I hope this gets you off to an efficient and productive 2026. Don't forget to subscribe and we'll see you next time.